everyone, it is Mrs. P. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great start to your week. Totally meant to paint my nails, but you know, priorities, that is not a priority for me right now, is my nails. I am here to do my budget this is my third budget for October. It will actually start Thursday, but I wanted to go ahead and get it filmed and ready so that if life gets busy, I'll have everything in place so that I can get my cash out of the bank and my groceries bought and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I do want to say that school, today was Monday, and I had a pretty hard day on Friday, but today was great. I had no issues whatsoever. I had both of my administrators reach out to me throughout the day, just checking in. You know, they knew I was upset on Friday. Not mad upset, I got emotional upset. And so they both reassured me that they want to support me and our students. And me, I'm an adult, I can take care of myself, but I just want everybody to look out for these kids. So anyway, all is well. We had a good day. We're reading a novel and the kids are enjoying it. Last year was my first time reading it, and so I'm getting more creative with it this year, so it is fun. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. That was just a wee little update on life. We have a busy week this week, so my dog is, of course, getting antsy because I'm talking to myself, or she thinks I'm talking to her. Zoom in. Okay, so this is going to be from October 10th through the 16th. Can't believe it. It is the weather. I just checked the weather when I was working on my menu for the week, and next week looks like soup weather. I'm super excited. So our rollover is going to be hopefully around 1,600. Mr. P is 1,000. I do know he got plenty of hours last week, so this should be a little more than 1,000. And then I'm not expecting anything else from other. All right, so 2,600 is what we have to budget with this week. The only bill we have is iRobot. My husband is, he had to drive to my son's house tonight, which is about an hour and a half away, to help him work on his air conditioner. And so I'm going to talk to him about this iRobot, because this is a subscription. And I did see that Sam's Club has like this special on, and it's not the Roomba brand, or I don't know, I think it's Roomba, I'm not sure, that we use, but it's something similar. Anyway, it's a big discounted sale. I don't even know if it's still in stock, but it says that it does all the things that ours does. It maps your house, it self-dumps, and you can control it with your phone and everything. So I'm going to talk to him about that. It would be an investment initially to buy it, but then we wouldn't have this subscription cost. So in the long run, I guess it would be better. But anyway, that's the plan. So $32 is the only bill we have this week. So that leaves us with $25.68. And I'll move that down here. I was watching, was it Stephanie? Budgeting Family of 5 with Stephanie. She changed her name, and I'm not sure exactly how it's worded. But she was using a budget worksheet that didn't total up the leftover here. It just moved it down here so that you're not having to write it over and over. Now, I created my own sheets, but it kind of inspired me to maybe think about getting rid of this line, because it's just silly to write it here, then write it here over and over. So I may play around with my budget worksheet. All right, so sinking funds is going to be $215, and savings challenges, we are budgeting $265, and that should be around, that shouldn't be, that is $480, like I'm going to guess at this. All right, $480, so that leaves us with $2,088. Okay, then I'm going to move over here to our envelopes 2088. These are the things that we keep in my wallet for spending. So we've got groceries, which is $150, pets, $20, household, $20, Mr. P, $30, Mrs. P, $50, Miss P, $20. Eating out. Now we have not budgeted eating out for a while, but we have got some plans this weekend. So if you hear the crinkling of the paper, my daughter is snacking on Oreos right now, and you know how it has that like sticky top on it? Yeah, she just looked at me like, sorry. All right, so anyway, we've got plans this weekend, going to like fall stuff, like pumpkin patch kind of things. Maybe hit up a haunted house. Gas, $60, miscellaneous, $10, and unbudgeted. Hopefully will be $0. All right, so this section is going to be $460, and that leaves us with $1628. And we have no debts coming out this week, so I'm going to put a line for the snowball just in case. But you guys know me by now. I don't usually put anything toward the snowball until the end of the month. So debt total is $0. So that should leave us $1628 to roll over to week number 4. There's 5 weeks for us in October. All right, so now that I've got our budget done for the week, it's a relatively short one because we don't have many expenses and we don't have any debts to pay. So mainly just sinking funds and cash envelopes. But I do have this new, okay, so somebody had mentioned in my last video about if I had like my own like printed or own copy, what if anyway, so that I could write in and type in the categories. I'm still playing with trying to get the sizing right. It's on a full sheet, and then I tried to like shrink it. Like I put it to 85%, but it needs to be smaller than this because to me this is too big for the cash planning. I do have a pad that I purchased from the Aesthetic Dollar, but I can't write the categories in, and that will save me from having to do that every time. So I'm going to see about like making these and trying to perfect the size. But in the meantime, I've got this. This is like my trial for it. So I've got all of my categories written that I'm going to be using this week. Let me just zoom you in and I can do the cash breakdown. So for groceries, we're getting the $150. Ooh, this is my draft for my budget, and I'm going to bring that over here just so that I can write and not have, this has got texture on it. All right, so $150, so that's going to be, I'm going to get a 50 and 5 20s. I think pretty much everybody is taking debit cards now and credit cards, so cash is kind of getting back to normal. Although I will say the grocery stores are not. I feel like we're back in 2020 with the toilet paper situation. I haven't run out and got any because I still have toilet paper, but I did notice when I was refilling our little toilet paper holders that we probably will run out in the next week or two. So hopefully I can find some before then. All right, pet supplies is going to get a 20. Household, a 20. Mr. P, 30. That's going to be a 20 and a 10. Miss P, 50. And I'm just going to get myself a 50 this week. Miss P, 20. I'm going to get her a 20 since we are going out and about. She will probably want some spending money. Eating out, I'm going to get 100. And I was not going to spend that much, but she's taking a friend, and so who knows how much and where we'll end up eating. So a 50, 2 20s, and a 10. Gas, 60, that's going to be 2 20s, a 10, and 2 5s. And then miscellaneous, we've got 10, and that's going to be a 10. All right, next section is my like short-term is that what I called it? Short-term savings, like sinking funds. Beauty 20, which will be a 20. Medical 25, a 20 and a 5. Sports, I am going to get 50 out this week because my daughter has her last JV game, and then it's an away game. And then she also has been asked to move up with the varsity team now that JV season will be over. It's the first I've ever heard of them pulling a cheerleader up, so we're really excited for her. She's excited too because she gets to cheer with a friend that she cheered with last year, and they became really, really close. But anyway, so both games are out of town. So I'm going to have money to get in the ball game, and probably we'll eat some concessions for dinner. Well, Friday night we're not, but Thursday definitely. All right, so eating out, sports will get a 50, and I'm going to get 4 10s and 2 5s because I know how it is when you work a gate at a ball game. Almost everybody goes to the ATM to get money, and they all have 20s. All right, so family fun is going to get a 20, and that'll be a 20. And pool supplies, 10, so that will be $10. All right, subscriptions. Let's see here. We've got 5. Vet 5, car tags 10, car maintenance 25, and home maintenance 75. All right, for subscriptions, we're going to get a 5, vet a 5, car tags a 10, car maintenance a 20 and a 5, and home maintenance I'm going to get a 50, a 20, and a 5. Okay, summer savings, I'm going to get 80, Christmas 75, vacation the weird 52. Mini Monday is 40, and YouTube Hop is 18. Now, I showed a video this weekend of me doing the challenges, but they were last week's. And so I still have the money from this weekend. Remember, I told you guys we went camping off like grid, like no cell service, no like anything. So I did run home to do my debt video, and then went right back out. All right, so I didn't do any of my challenges. I just posted the video that I'd already recorded. All right, so for summer savings, I'm going to get 2 20s, 3 10s, and 2 5s. Christmas, I'm going to get 1 20, 2 10s, 6 5s, and 5 1s. Vacation, I'm going to get 3 10s, 3 5s, and 7 1s. Mini Mondays, 8 5s, and YouTube Hop, 18 1s. All right, so I've already tallied up everything, and so just for video's sake, I'm going to say 4 50s, 21 20s, 18 10s, 28 5s, and 30 1s. What I haven't done is added it all up to see how much it all is. I know that's 200. All right, so 200, 21 20s is 420. 18 10s is 180. 28 5s is 140. And 31s is 30. So now I'm going to add that up. Sorry, y'all can't even see that. All right, so we've got 30 plus 140 plus 180 plus 420 plus 200, 970. All right, so this should be 970. Where should I write that? I'm going to write it over here, 970. All right, so let's just do some math and see if that's correct. 150, 40, 80, 120, 70, 460 here. Okay, 20, 25, 80, 125 here. 10, 20 plus 25 plus 75, 120 here. And then 75 plus 80. Did this in a weird way, but that's okay. 265. All right, so let's add that up. 120, 125. This is where I get nervous. And 460. 970. Sweet. Okay, so that's what we've got. 970. And that's what we'll get from the bank. I did not get my little stickies, but I will have that ready so that it's in my purse just in case I need to go to the bank earlier than Thursday. Okay, so now is our meal plan. I made the creamy spinach, let's see here, creamy sausage tortellini soup Yes, today is Monday. I made it yesterday on Sunday. Guys, it was absolutely delicious, and I had leftovers for lunch today. Even better the second day. Oh, if I can remember, I will link that recipe here because it is delicious. All right, so now I am going to work on this week's, which it is October. I'm just going to go 10. Oh, goodness. 10 what? 10. I can't even remember. 10/10 through the 16th. Okay, so this is going to be the 10th. I'm just going to write the dates here because it helps me stay organized. 16. Okay. So Thursday, we have the ball game, and it is out of town, so we will eat out. And when I say eat out, eat at the concession stand or whatever, like sport money we have, we'll go through a drive-through. All right, so Friday is going to be something. Okay, I'm going to try to recreate a grilled cheese that I had. Oh gosh, it's at the end of the school year last year. We went to this little, a tiny little restaurant in town, my coworkers and I got a pesto grilled cheese. And I have pesto in the fridge, and I want to have this grilled cheese. So pesto grilled cheese. This is ball game night, but we won't have to leave super early. My daughter may have to, but my husband and I will be here. So pesto grilled cheese and the classic tomato soup. And it's just going to be canned soup, just like Progresso soup. All right, but the pesto grilled cheese, I cannot remember what kind of cheese I need. I'm thinking it was a creamy white cheese, maybe Monterey Jack or provolone. I'll have to check the cheese. I know I'll go ahead and write that we need to get some cheese for the grilled cheese slices. That will remind me to look that up. And I've got the pesto, and I want to get some sourdough bread. Sourdough. Sourdough, and I do not have my white out. Oh, I hate scribbling things out. Sourdough bread. So our local grocery store, Ingles, has a bakery, and they make the best bread, like fresh bread. And so I thought that would be really good for the grilled cheese because it's crusty. So sourdough bread. So I need to get that. Cheese slices. I've got the pesto, and I've got the tomato soup. My daughter, good job. She's been practicing the varsity cheer that she's got to learn, and she just finally got it all the way through without any mistakes. So good job to her. All right, so that's what we're going to eat before the ball game. All right, Saturday. Saturday is pumpkin patch. Pumpkin patch, haunted house, whatever we get into. So we will eat out. Okay, and I know those are two words and I squeezed them together, and that's okay. All right, Sunday, my siblings have birthdays the 13th and the 14th of October, so we're going to do a cookout down at my parents' property. When I say their property, it's like not where they live. It's like a half-hour drive from where they actually live, but it's kind of off the grid. Like there's no electricity, no cell service. There's a beautiful spring and pond, and they've got their camper set up down there. Picnic table, grill, all the things. And so we are going to grill out for the birthdays, which is good because it's so much cheaper to do that rather than to like go out to eat out at a restaurant. Easier to eat out, but it's going to be good. So my dad makes some really good coleslaw. Like anytime we have something where we need slaw, like he's the slaw man. And so she said she's craving hot dogs with dad's slaw. So I know for a fact that my mom has already told me, because I did all the cooking this weekend when we were camping, or I did all the meals. So she said, absolutely, I'm not providing any of the food, but my sister, who does not like cake, asked me to make a cream cheese. It's like a Danish, but it's made with croissants. So that's my my job. So we're doing a cookout, And I'm going to make cream cheese Danish. It's kind of like the Starbucks copycat Danish. And so they're delicious and they're so easy to make. All right, so all I need is puff pastry. And that is definitely not something that I just keep on hand. I have cream cheese, so I do not need to buy cream cheese. It calls for sugar, cream cheese, lemon juice, and lemon zest. And I have a bag of lemons. They are almost on their last leg, but I am going to get some life out of those. So all I need to get is the puff pastry. And I'm probably going to get 2 boxes of those so that I can make a double batch. All right, so that is for Sunday. Monday, I was overheard, who was it at work? Oh, it was our custodian. He was talking to somebody in the hallway, and I heard him talking about what he had brought for lunch, and it was like leftover meatloaf. And I was like, I have not cooked meatloaf in so long. So that got me thinking that I want to make some meatloaf. Meatloaf is a little bit, it takes a while to cook, but I always make it really thin. Like I make it in a bigger sheet pan than it calls for so that it cooks faster. So I'm going to do meatloaf. And you can't have meatloaf without mashed potatoes. And then, you know me, I'm going to have peas with those mashed potatoes. And then, of course, I'm going to fix some cornbread because I just feel like it goes together. All right, so meatloaf. I've got the hamburger. I've got the breadcrumbs. I've got everything I need for that. Mashed potatoes, I need to get some potatoes. And hopefully they will be back in stock. Because when I went grocery shopping last Thursday, there were no potatoes, no onions, no salad stuff. I did find spinach, thank goodness, because I needed it for my soup. But it was weird, like certain things that they didn't have. Bananas were gone. All right, so mashed potatoes, I've got green peas. Cornbread, I've got everything to make the cornbread, but I am out of buttermilk. So I need to get some buttermilk to make the cornbread. Okay, Tuesday, okay. Tuesday's where it's going to get cold. And so I found a recipe for creamy. I love anything creamy. You guys will see a lot of creamy soups. Creamy chicken and corn. It's not a chowder soup, and you make it in the crock pot. And I have like leftover rotisserie chicken, like I've already shredded it in the freezer. And I need to use that. I don't know how long it'll last, but it needs to be used. And so I am going to use that chicken. I'm not going to put it in the crock pot initially. I'll put everything else in there. But probably when I get home, I'll throw it in. All right, so I know it called for half and half, which I did use half and half in my tortellini soup. And that was a good call on the person who told me to use half and half and not evaporated milk. All right, so half and half. I need to get a bag of frozen corn. I need to get, let's see here. I've got carrots, celery. What else do I need for that? Chicken broth. I've got chicken broth. I don't think I need anything else. It calls for cream cheese, but I've got cream cheese. I guess that's all. I think that's all. And I will probably have leftover cornbread, but I think I want to have French bread with it because the French bread with the tortellini soup was really good. So I'm going to go ahead and get another loaf of French bread. And you can't go wrong with the Walmart French bread because it's $1. Oh, I spelled bread wrong. Bread. Okay. And I feel like I'm forgetting something that I need in here. I'll have to look at that recipe. I need to put a little star there, so I know that I make sure I get everything I need. And the last is the easy night. Leftovers. Because this is going to make a lot of soup. This is going to make plenty of meals for meatloaf. So between these 2 nights, we're going to have leftovers, and I don't want to have them hanging out in the fridge for too long. So I'm going to go ahead and just call it a leftovers night because every now and then you need to do that. And that is it. So the only thing I need to check on is the soup and make sure I printed out the recipe, but it's in my bedroom on my bed. So I don't want to go grab that. So anyway, friends, that is all. I feel like I've talked a million miles a minute, and my daughter has tried to interrupt me, but I did really good trying to ignore her. All right, here is the candle, and hopefully I may just let this burn for a little while. No, I'm not cheating. I really want to get a fall candle. All right, friends, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.